Bhlm_03_. Mess with me and I will find your father, use up your inheritance then send him to his early grave. You are joking, right? I axed, not believing her nerve. Young lady, and what makes you think that my daughter here has something going on with Tim? Well, sir, because she is always with him each time she comes, and she makes it a point to criticize everything I do for him, like how she dumped the food I prepared for him today. You call that food? I axed, not believing her. Surely, Dad yelled. I rolled my eyes and looked the other side. I hated drama with females, and if I wanted to have a man in my life it certainly wouldn't be Tim. I really wanted to lash out at her, but I had had a long night and all I wanted was to do was dip my body in water. Thank you, miss, for bringing out your grievances. I will talk to my daughter here, Dad said. I watched her walk away with dried eyes. Tim must have been scared because he was conflicted between apologizing to me and walking out with his girlfriend. Talk to her, Dad said as if reading his mind. Surely, he began. Go, Tim, I said with a little lump on my throat. Honestly, I didn't care what the world thought about me, but the few people I cared about, like Dad, I never wanted them to suffer some more, all because of the things I couldn't put in place. What was that about, Dad hacks? Dad, I am not having an affair with Tim. I know you are not, but why would you treat her like that? What do you mean? Like how you pointed out her nails. Dad, those nails are pathetic. Surely not everyone was born with a silver spoon in their mouth. You should be telling that to someone else. You know I wasn't born rich, I said, standing up to pick my bag. Honestly, are we doing this again? I thought we have crossed this bridge already. What bridge, Dad? Just because you adopted me, that doesn't change the fact that my mother never wanted me. She dumped me at an orphanage, I said strongly. What do you want me to tell you, Shirley? I am sorry that your mother did that to you. I really wish I knew the reason she took the route that she did, but I don't. You can't hate her forever. You don't even know if she is dead or alive. I hope she is dead. Shirley. What, Dad? I can't love someone I don't know. Neither can you hate someone you don't know, he challenged me. I am going home, I said, picking my bag. That's it, you want to walk away like you always do, right? Dad, I don't have time for this, I said. You will never have time for anyone else apart from yourself, Shirley. I hate to say this, but you, my child, you are selfish, he said with hurt. I know, I whispered. I stood still, both of us not saying a word to each other. You are grown after all, you know what you are doing. I just hope life won't humble you the hard way, he said dismissively. I walked out of the office without even looking back. I hated making my dad suffer. He was growing old and he didn't deserve any of my tantrums. I got to Tim's desk and didn't even bother to look at him. As I walked out, I heard ladies laugh behind me. I wanted to ignore them until I heard something hurtful. I hear she was just adopted. In actual sense, she is as good as those street kids in the streets of Lusaka. I turned around and looked directly at the CCTV camera just above me. I am certain Dad was watching this from his office. I felt my blood boil. I walked up to the lady and quickly scanned through her ID. Mwamba Mutale, you have messed with the devil's child, I said loudly. I gave her a mischievous smile and walked away. As I drove home, I kept ignoring my phone that was ringing. It was Dad and I was sure he wanted to tell me not to do anything crazy, but I already had something in mind. When he had exhausted his calls, I changed SIM cards and used my emergency line to call my right-hand man Raymond. Raymond is someone I had offered services to. We had met at a saloon in Josie. We were both too drunk and he wanted something real quick. He looked at me and had mentioned that I looked like a model. I wasn't thinking straight myself and so we hit it off. I woke up the next morning and he was gone. The next time we crossed paths, I had wanted to deal with an old man that was always on my back and I needed someone to deal with them. An acquaintance gave me Ray's contacts and that is how we got here. Hey beautiful, he said at the other end of the line. Hey monster, I greeted back. Woman, your friends die for this face. He said before we both laughed. So what can I do for you? He asked when I couldn't stop laughing. Raymond knew me. He's the only person that saw me for who I really was, and yet he chose to stick by me. I think he saw past my family name. He was well-to-do himself. He was a mixed race and his parents had left him a fortune before kicking the bucket. The money I was paying him was nothing compared to what he spent in a day. I need information on someone. I told him. Surely, I thought I taught you how to track down people or how to get information on them. What if it's just a way of talking to you? I miss you. I said. Girl, I know you. You can't act flirty with me. Busted, we both exclaimed. I said it first, Ray. Oh please, I did. So who is this unlucky fella? Mwamba Mutail, she works for Dad's company. What has she gotten herself into? He acts. She indirectly called me a bastard. I heard him laugh so hard it must have hurt. Does she know who you are? I mean who you really are? He acts. I guess not, so how long should I wait? I have something already. Mwamba Mutail, only daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Mutail. Both are well-to-do farmers. She is engaged to a Stephen Kunda and their wedding is scheduled for October this year. His father is known for messing with young girls and her fiancé has an eye for older women. He said. Wow. What are you thinking about? He acts. Do you have contacts for Auntie Kendra? Auntie Kendra was an older woman who owned an escort agency in Josie. She loved adventure and I am sure she wouldn't mind exploring this Stephen. I will send them to you later. He said. And send me Mr. Mutail's photos and everything you have on him. I said. Oh, I will send your money just after this call. I want something else in return. He said. Which is? Let me take you out, Shirley. I couldn't help but laugh. You are dead serious? I asked when he didn't respond. Allow me to treat you like the lady that you are. Ray, please, the lady that I am is nowhere close to Miss Perfect Goody Tools. I said, still laughing. I can give you Ruth though. I continued. Ruth, your mother. Ruth, Dad's wife. She's too gloomy, you can keep her. We laughed some more before dropping the line. Your friend and author Winnie. Hibiscus.